Make sure to check out the pre-orders for Unified Minds on FullGripGames.com so you can get your hands on all the singles we're going to be playing with in this gameplay video in time for rotation or the World Championships. Ooh, what's up everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Jesse Parker.
What's up, guys?
We are going to be showing off some Unified Minds decks here today. Speaking of Unified Minds, we've got pre-orders up on FullGripGames.com for Unified Minds singles. If you're interested in scooping up the cards in time for Worlds, rotation, all that, make sure to check it out. I have got Garchomp and Giratina GX, Mewtwo and Mew GX, powered by Malamar on my side of the table. What do you got over there, Jesse?
I've got Reshiram, Green's Reshiram to be specific. I'm giving it another go here. I made a couple changes from the last time I played it. Just seems like a very, one of the big three decks you should be looking at right now. Uses Reshiram, a really good, slayer of tag teams, doing 230. And Outrage being really strong if you take a hit. And then powering up with Volcanion, and then with the Hoopa tech here to kind of deal with the Giratina loop. So you might see that come into play here against Malamar. Also just a decent thing to smack things with. It can easily do like 70 or 90 damage when you need it. So it's mostly to deal with that Giratina though. So we're going to see how it does here. Pretty consistent deck from what I've seen, and sometimes the healing can just be too much for a lot of decks. So
for sure, and especially since my Garchomp and Giratina requires that you have some damage on your Reshiram in order for me to take those big knockouts, that healing could prove to be very annoying. I'm going to have to rely on a couple copies of Spell Tag that I have in order to get those damage pings on your guys, because my hope is that you can't play around those. Tails. And Tails it is. I'll go first.
All right.
3, 4.
I did make a couple changes for my list. I actually cut a couple Great Potion. I felt like that it was a little bit too much. I did not find it basic.
Sounds good.
And I wanted to make room for more Power Plant and more things like Choice Helmet, things that help you out against GX decks. So we should see that hopefully come into play here. It does help because the Choice Helmet makes it so the Snipe from Giratina, the 40 Snipe, only does 10 instead of 40. So that will make it so he'll need a little more help to get the knockout on the Reshiram Charizard. So
I had a tough call there for myself. I had to choose between starting Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX or starting Giratina. I just decided to start the Giratina instead because it's just much less of a liability, especially against a Reshiram and Charizard deck. You never know if Jesse could just kind of get starting here quickly. Maybe if I lose my Mewtwo and Mew early, I could get punished for that for sure. We also know that Jesse is playing Power Plant in his list, so I mean, using that information, probably going to try and make the best decision possible there, and just start Giratina. It's kind of just a low risk situation, and Jesse starting off with 3 mulligans.
That's what the greens decks tend to do. That you don't play a whole lot of basics because your strategy is pretty straightforward. You can't really afford to put in a lot of those tech Pokemon with abilities because it makes it so you can't use greens. So this list actually runs pretty thin. It's only 3 Reshizards, 3 Volcanions, and I believe 1 Hoopa. I think that's all I got going on here. So just need to hit one of those 7 Pokemon. So hopefully we find it here.
And then we've got someone in the chat asking, does this Malamar list run Dragon Claw? Dragon Claw is a card that I've heard quite a few people talking about recently. It's from, Dragon Majesty?
Yeah, Majesty.
Dragon's Majesty, and it's like a, I don't know, kind of like a Rocky helmet or something like that for those of you guys that have been playing for a few years. But for Dragon Pokemon, if I remember correctly, no. We're not playing Dragon Claw in this current list. Instead, I am playing Spell Tag, since I can just put those on my Giratinas, and I can also put them on my Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GXs in order to deal some extra damage. So see, Dragon Talon is the name of the card. It's a tool card. If the Dragon Pokemon this card is attached to you is your active Pokemon and damaged by an attack, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So a little bit of a different requirement there. I think I like Spell Tag better because it allows you to place your damage, and kind of just, you can ping everybody with 1 Spell Tag, which I really like.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I take my 4 mulligans.
Go for it.
Malamar loves that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, best of luck, Jesse.
You too, Andrew.
Let's get this game rolling. I am going to use Pokemon Communication, put that Mewtwo and Mew back into my deck. Those were actually, you hate to have a
10-card hand.
10-card hand, and they're all not good.
Oh man, that does not feel good.
No, it's not. It's not that they're all not good. It's just awkward, right?
Yeah, I definitely have those times when like you get a lot of mulligans, and then you just like play one card, Cynthia it all the way. It never feels good to do that.
The problem is that I do not have a Cynthia. I have Lillie, so we have to try and pare this hand down as much as I can. And yes, I do actually run the Esper in here. I got someone in the chat asking if I'm running the Esper. We got the Esper,
the Esper
on board. I do have Switch, though, to get this Giratina out of the active into Jirachi. We can put the spell tag on the Giratina, put the Psychic Energy on the Giratina as well. And then we've got a Lillie for 4. It's not that bad. I was able to pare it down pretty decently. 2, 3, 4. Found an Inkay. All right, we're cruising. Acro Bike for 2. Discard the Psychic.
Ooh, very nice.
Acro Bike for 2 more. And we will discard, I think, the dedenne. As much as I hate to do that, it's fine. It's a liability. All right. And then just going to use Stellar Wish here to look at the top 5 cards of my deck. 3, 4, 5. Really would have loved to find, just another Inkay, but can't always get what you want. I'm going to grab the Viridian, but I'm not going to put it into play because I don't want to give Jesse the option to do that.
Oh, come on, man. I could really use it.
The reason that I really like the spell tags is because you ideally don't even want to put your GX into play until he's taking a knockout, right?
Right.
So, like, yes, the Talon you can put on your Garchomp and Giratinas, which is really cool, but the spell tag allows you to lead with Giratina, who is the perfect Pokemon for softening up literally everybody in the format, and then you put spell tags and soften up the guys who Giratina didn't hit, and then you come in with the Garchomp Tina, and you just you punish all the damaged folks. That's what you do.
Yeah.
All right, that's the game plan anyway. All right, we're going to flip for sleep and see how it goes. We wake up.
Good morning.
Stay woke, Jirachi. And it's your go.
All right, so we did draw Fire Energy, so I don't have to go in with a Flint here. So we're going to do our best here to get a Volcanion into the active, but with Nest Ball rotating, it seems pretty hard to do that sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and Pokegear first, see what we get.
Now, what is your count on like search cards in this deck?
It's pretty thin. I believe it's just four greens, 4 welder, and 1 we're like 2 bills. I believe it's 1 or 2 bills, but that's generally what we have here, and then 4 Pokegears to try to find those.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and greens here. Guess I could have actually just went in with we'll go with this. This is fine. So I need a switch and a way to get a Volcanion out, but it's not going to be too easy to do.
It's really tough, actually, since the Greens Reshiram decks don't actually play a lot of Pokemon in them.
Right.
So Pokemon Communication is actually a really tough search card for the deck to lean on.
Now that I'm thinking about it, probably would have been way better just to welder, but we're going to see what we can get here. We don't have... So the first search on a green stack is honestly like sometimes pretty hard. Honestly, I think I'm just going to have to grab a Choice Helmet and a... This feels bad. And another switch.
You could just set your hand up for next turn, but missing the Volcanion's really tough. I mean, did you know?
Doesn't feel good.
Did you know going into the deck that you weren't going to be able to get the Volcanion into the active?
I kind of did, but I kind of just greens without thinking about it. So I had the welder in hand with a fiery flint. I could have just attached welder, both of the energies, and got a GX move off. But kind of just gonna.
You kind of like saving the GX move for like the bigger tag teams. Especially since, I do run like 270 hit point tag teams, which the Flare Strike's just never going to hit.
And then I'm just going to go ahead and pass.
All right. Draw for turn. I'll play the Viridian down now just to turn a little bit more energy away. We're going to discard Psychic and get a Psychic. And then I'm going back into the deck. I don't necessarily want to bench Garchomp and Tina. Kind of feels bad. We got our one Malamar, so we'll Psychic Recharge once, attach from hand. And I'm just going to... I don't think the Esper is going to end up mattering quite right now. But that being said, I don't really want to Cynthia back into it. So I might just slap it down. Though I feel like if this Esper does, make it to the bench, it's never leaving because I'll probably never attack with it. So we're just going to Cynthia here and hope that we find some more Inkays without putting any more liabilities on the bench or anything like that. Some Inkays would be good. We do have the turn 2 attack with Giratina, though, so that
feels good.
Really about all we can ask for in a Malamar deck. If it cooperates with me this much, I'm usually happy.
Yeah.
To be honest. So
right.
There we go. 6 cards off the Cynthia. And we do have an Inkay, which is great. I've already used my Viridian, so that's fine. We can, up next, I believe, just Stellar Wish. See what we get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm thinking that... we are just going to get a Pokemon Communication, and then I can use Pokemon Communication to trade away this Mewtwo and Mew into the deck to just get another Inkay, is what I'm feeling. Just get as many of these into play I can, and then we've got a pretty substantial setup here. Giratina with a spell tag, swinging for 130 on turn 2. Choice Helmet only prevents damage from the... tag
GXs,
teams, right?
Yeah, tag teams. Yeah.
Or GXs, yeah. So we'll retreat into Giratina, and that's what we're rocking with this turn.
Sounds good.
Yep. 130 damage.
All right.
And it's your go.
We're gonna try to play a little better this turn, so we're gonna go ahead and I don't want to fiery. I could fiery Flint, honestly. I'm definitely gonna be doing a double mixed herbs play this. So,
right. Kind of need to. But you also kind of need to welder.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to welder. I'm just deciding whether I want to... Yeah, I think I'm going to fiery Flint away a fire. And I don't want to discard this, but I feel like I have to. A power plant. Get 4 fires. So this is what I should have done last turn. I probably should have just reversed that play and did it, but that's okay. So that's why it's always good to think about your plays before you do them. Sometimes I do find myself just like going in when I'm half thinking and going into the deck, thinking I have a way to get what I need out. But honestly, I've just had it drilled into my head that like I can just nest ball things out. But I'm still trying to get into that mindset that it's not that easy to get out these one prize Pokemon. So.
And thank you so much, Manual Supercard, for reminding me about my 40 damage. Yes.
Yes.
If there's any tell that I don't play Malamar that often, it's that I have never remembered my Giratina ping. All right, we've got it. I've got it. Got it, folks. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
All right, so
keeping me in check.
So I could Great Potion or Mixed Herbs here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just Mixed Herb away 90 damage there.
It's pretty good.
So puts me out of range of being knocked out with a Giratina plus a spell tag. So I'm going to attach for a turn there. And then I think I'm going to discard. What's that?
Let me think. So if I place all 4 on, then you'll have 80, right? You'll be at 190, so then I could knock you out.
480.
With the spell tag. Right.
Not with a Giratina though, right?
Garchomp Tina?
Oh, Garchomp Tina. Yes, that's true. Well, I guess I don't really have too much of an Well, I guess I can just...
If you do the Great Potion, then I'm not knocking you out with a Garchomp Tina.
Right.
I think that's the
I think I have to do both of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have to just do both.
Yeah.
Right?
And then I'll discard Viridian, or Shrine Punishment with Viridian. Shrine Punishment's really just in here for the Pikarom matchup. It makes it so losing Choice Band was one of the hardest things that Reshiram lost, so that helps you hit the math on Pikarom, so you can hit like 1 for 230, and then the 230 is just sitting there, and then eventually you can get a Shrine in and take a multiple prize turn. So might seem like a weird inclusion, but we're gonna go ahead and Flare Strike for 230.
All right. Now, yeah, we got someone in the chat is pointing out I can just whip up a GGN for game. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That seems good.
Mysterious Treasure And here
This is a
is
disaster
the
again.
Garchomp Tina. Let's go ahead and throw that Garchomp Tina up on the screen so we can all see what that GG. Now, thank you, chat, for pointing that out because this is a new card. I might have missed that had you not said something. But we've got the Garchomp and Giratina here. If I could find one.
Yeah, so yeah, Shrine the Reshiram deck. It's against Pikarom. So Pikarom's got 240. You hit for 230. The Shrine finishes it off. It does damage your own Pokemon, but getting that knockout on a Pikarom is very good. But yes,
Anyways,
the GGN here.
I cannot find it. It is on my computer somewhere.
Oh,
but anyways, we have got double Psychic Recharge with our Malamars onto the Garchomp and Giratina. And then I do have the Fighting Energy in my hand.
Yes.
And we just
Very
retreat
nice.
and GG end to discard his only
so-
active Pokemon.
Yeah, that definitely feels bad. And like, me and Andrew figured out, like, I was playing the Guardy Sylveon tag team, which is a very similar deck to this with the Greens engine. And we found out that GG End is a very, very strong attack against these Greens decks because generally you're only playing like 1 or 2, 3 at the most Pokemon in play. So using the GG End to just discard one Pokemon with a lot of energy on it can really, you're not taking any prizes, but it can really set you back. Now with the Reshiram deck, you do have Fire Crystal to get your energy back, but with Gardevoir Sylveon, you do not have a lot of ways to get your energy back. So we found that's actually a very strong way to deal with these decks. And I did misplay turn 1. I should have Weldered first instead of Greensing, but honestly, I don't think much would have changed because I did Welder the next turn. I did not find a Volcanion. So I can definitely see why some people might be playing a Poke Fan Club in here. It doesn't feel good to use a supporter just to find Pokemon, but it prevents it from stuff like that happening, you know, just having one Pokemon in play, stuff getting knocked out. So yeah, definitely one of the downsides of the Greens deck, but you know, every deck's got its weakness, except for Pikarom.
There. After much poking around, I finally have found my Garchomp and Giratina image. GG End.
Certainly was a GG End, because it was GG after he used it. So.
That's how I feel when I end a game with GG End. GG no re, except we do have a re happening right here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't go out like that.
No, Garchomp and Giratina. Pretty hilarious artwork as well. Reminds me of Jack and Rose on the on the bow of the Titanic. It's like they're just in a warm embrace on the end of a boat. And the blue sky, the ocean behind them. There's no ocean, but I imagine, using my imagination, I imagine an ocean.
We definitely need some Photoshop action, and we need to, like, put that image, like,
I know,
in place.
Whenever I look at Garchomp and Giratina, I hear Cher in the background. Yep.
Titanic stories, oh boy.
I know. New hilarious, very funny. Someone said it in my chat one of the times, and I just haven't been able to get it out of my mind. When I saw it, I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah, honestly, like I would have never thought of that, but after hearing that, I could definitely see it now.
Jack and Rose GX. Who did I say? Celine Dion, right? Yeah.
I think you said.
Did I say Celine Dion?
I think you did.
Yeah, Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the song. She does the Titanic song, right?
I can't remember.
Is it Celine Dion? Yeah, pretty sure it's Celine Dion.
I can't honestly even remember how the song goes.
Is it Cher?
You said Cher the first time.
Celine Dion. Thank you, dude, man. All right, I said Cher.
This is important. We need to
There
know
we
this
go.
stuff.
All right. It is Cher. It is Celine Dion, not Cher. All right. Sorry, my 90s pop quiz trivia knowledge showing its weaknesses here. All right.
It's one of those classic films I actually never watched all the way through.
Really?
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of movies, and I actually consider myself to be a big movie buff, but I have not seen Titanic all the way through. Strangely enough.
Watch Titanic. I cried my eyes out last time I watched it. Yeah. It's actually very sad. You know, I mean, when I watched it the first time when I was like 10, I don't think my 10-year-old brain could quite comprehend it. But it was actually a pretty sad movie.
So what would be more sad than that is if I lose this 2-0, which could definitely happen. So,
I'm feeling a 2-0.
Yeah, it seems like a really strong card against that. I think that Giratina Garchomp might take the place of the tag team Slayer, whereas before it was Reshiram. But honestly, without Choice Band, it feels like that you just can't really hit the numbers nearly as easily. So
for sure, 270 hit points is a ton of hit points. It is seriously, in this format, it is an absolute ton. It's very hard to hit. There are few Pokemon who can do it well, And a lot of the Pokemon who could do it well could only do it once a game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I did find a basic. So
All right, I'll take my mulligan.
Like.
And
Right,
better luck this game.
So I drew pretty weird cards. Oh my goodness.
But you got the Volcanion in the active.
Boy. Yeah, I got all 3 Volcanions in my hand right now.
Oh, well.
I don't understand. Like, they're all shuffled up, and I drew all 3 of them in a row.
It's
so
Volcanion Town.
Like it is, I guess so.
Time
Before
for
I couldn't find them, and now I have all the Volcanions I could ever want. So
that's how it goes.
We're gonna go ahead and give it a good old Passerino here.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. You're giving me the vibes of my Blacephalon games that we played here earlier. All right, draw for turn. Malamar, on the other hand, looking something fierce here. We're gonna discard that energy off of that and get probably. Could just go in with my Mewtwo and Mew. You don't really seem to have a whole lot going on over there.
No.
Jesse, so I could probably just slam this attacker down and start to get some things rocking and rolling here.
Definitely.
Let's just get the psychic energy and then I'm gonna attach it to the active. I'm gonna chill. I don't need to.
Seems good.
I don't need to put that Mewtwo and Mew into harm's way. Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the things about I think obviously the main strength of the Greens deck is it's somewhat of like a control-y deck. So the strength is when you can actually like get the reset stamp going, get the power plant play at will with Greens. Sometimes the early turns just feel really awkward when you're kind of just sitting here. Even if I did have a Greens, it still would take a little while to get set up. So one of the weaknesses of the Greens decks, but.
Dude, Malamar is looking absolutely insane.
It is.
Here.
Ooh, that's exactly
Yeah, Mysterious Treasure, getting that thing into the discard pile. Sure, we're going to go get just another Stinky. And then we've got another Mysterious Treasure in my hand. And we'll see.
Oh, my goodness.
We got another one? Yes, we do.
Oh.
All 4 into play.
Beautiful.
Turn 1.
What a sight to see.
Honestly, if the deck works like this every time, I would play no other deck.
Oh,
yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yes, but it just don't be like that.
No, absolutely not.
Do it. No. So that's fine. Yeah, we already got the the energy on the active there. Let's go ahead and pass it to you.
All right. Do you want to hypnosis me?
Oh, yes. You're asleep.
All right. Wake up, Volcanion, wake up. Oh, let's go.
Stay woke.
Always lucky. Oh, it's over. I got the welder. Top deck the welder.
Okay,
right,
so now you could just start.
I could just high heat blast this turn. Never mind. This deck is gas. What am I talking about? All right, let's Viridian. Let's thin the deck a little bit.
For sure.
It also activates our fire crystals if we need the extra boost of energies. But I do play a 3 count of fire crystal. I think most people are playing 2. But I think the card's just super strong. I always love seeing it in my hand, so I like having 3.
For sure. You discard so much fire energy in that deck, especially with the fiery flints as well. A lot of times you'll get fire energy in your hand. Discard them with fire flint to go get more fire energy.
So we will. So I do have the Pokecom here. I actually think I probably should go into my deck and get a. Yeah, I'm gonna do that first before I welder. I'm gonna Pokecom a Volcanion and get a Reshizard out. I could even get a Hoopa out and just try to maybe play the single prize game, but we're gonna get the Reshizard.
Sounds good.
Make them go through a big unit here. So then we will welder for 2 onto the Reshizard.
Yep.
Draw 3.
I'm assuming you have an energy.
I do, yes.
To use the high heat blast for knockout.
So attach for turn, and then I will put a choice helmet onto Reshizard, and I will high heat blast for 110.
Feels bad, man.
Awesome.
All right. So we'll see what we can do. I do have. Oh, that's pretty good top deck there. I do have my own Giratina, so I'm going to bring that out, ping both your bench Pokemon with Distortion Door, put the spell tag on my Giratina, use Viridian to discard my other Giratina, get a Psychic Energy to put onto my Giratina, and then I want to make sure and see if my dedenne is in the deck, just in case I need it. It is, and we're going to Cynthia to shuffle up and draw 6 cards. Now we did not.
Malamars here.
Yeah, we did not get the Jirachi into play. So having that in the deck still is really tough. Even though we had a pretty busted turn 1 for a Malamar deck, we are in that classic Malamar situation where we need to find a switch.
Switch and a couple Pokemon.
And a couple Pokemon off of a 6-card draw. So
he did play a couple Mysterious Treasures, so
yeah.
I think it's a pretty good chance he doesn't find it, but
I think it's if I can find an option for a dedenne, you know, maybe
too.
We can really ham this deck out and find it. Skateboard does give me, you know, an option there to switch. And yeah, we got the skateboard, but not anything else. All right, so acro bike. Well.
Got there.
So we've got an interesting decision because let's see, I actually only have one Malamar, so that's unfortunate. We're not going to be able to take the knockout. I could discard the Malamar, take the Pokécom though off of this acro bike, and then go for Dedenne GX, and then hope to find 2 Malamars, which isn't like the worst. That, or I retreat into Jirachi and hope that I can do that. Thank you so much, Panda, for those 150 bits. Hope you're doing well also. Awesome stuff, Panda. Thanks for the support. I think I'm going to ditch the Malamar, keep the Pokécom, because his hand's actually dead, so I kind of need to do something with it. I'm going to Pokécom away my Giratina, and then I have a couple of things I can do. I can either retreat into Jirachi, or I can use Dedenne. So I think I'm going to get the Dedenne just because I want to draw more cards. I'm going to need to get a supporter here eventually, and that's kind of my shoe-in way to draw more cards. It is a liability, but it's all good. It's tag team format. You know, life's full of liabilities. Then I do have another spell tag in my hand, and I don't necessarily want to
put it on
just discard it. So I think I might ping this Giratina again.
That seems good.
And do both your guys. And we're gonna put that there. Already attached my energy for turn. Let's day change, discard the fighting and the psychic, and draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we barely missed it. Just needed one more Malamar there. Tough stuff. It's all good. I can evolve into Malamar, use Psychic Recharge here, and see if maybe we could just force Jesse into a different line of play by promoting our Giratina.
I could see that.
Because you won't be able to use High Heat Blast to take that knockout. So we're just going to retreat and promote this Giratina with the 2 Psychic Energies. I'm fine with that. Preserve the Incase. It's got a spell tag on it, so we can force you into a suboptimal route potentially and pass to you.
All right, I will draw. So I can't take the knockout with High Heat Blast, but I could go in with a Double Blaze, but it does not feel great. Ooh.
In fact, that feels bad.
Yeah, it feels really bad. I really don't want to do that, because then if he knocks out the Reshiram, it basically lose. So I'm going to go ahead and I do want to get a Fire Energy in play. I do have a Fire Crystal, but I could just get one off Viridian. But I don't want to discard these, so I might just go ahead and I think I'll discard a Reset Stamp with a Viridian to get a Fire Energy here. It's not going to be too useful right now, and I still have another Reset Stamp if I need to reset his hand. So I will get a Fire here, and then I'm actually just going to... Yeah, no, I was thinking about using Flare Starter, but I think I should just smack this Giratina. So next turn, if I have to, or if he somehow, if for some reason he doesn't have the switch, I can knock it out with a another High Heat Blast. So we're gonna shuffle up, manually attach to Reshiram, and then just High Heat Blast for 110.
Seems good. And it's funny, you know, format without Guzma.
Yes.
Look at that. We're just doing...
Guzma, no Kukui to...
You make suboptimal attacks all the time in this format, which I think is actually really fun because it creates these more or less standoff board states, which I think are really fun to work through when playing a game.
Not just hoping they... A lot of things with this format is you're just hoping they don't have the Guzma, you know, because Guzma can just get around so many things, and Might sound like a broken record, but it's true. I mean, it really defined the format for the years it was out.
Right. And, I mean, it made status conditions single-handedly made them horrible.
Exactly.
Right.
Like they were basically useless. Like the only time I think we ever saw status conditions being useful in the last couple of years was with Espeon Garbodor having the confusion there. But even that was like hardly wasn't even around for that long, to be honest.
Right. And what's up? We got a fan from Peru in the chat. What's up, Bruno? Hopefully you guys are having a great day in Peru. Thanks for joining us here on Tricky Gym. All right, I'm going to acro bike, and we're going to discard jirachi. Then I want to keep my energy because I know you do play power plant, or I want to keep my viridians because I know you play power plant. So I would like to, I guess, psychic recharge a couple times. I can psychic recharge onto this Giratina on my bench, which seems acceptable. Don't really have a card that I want to Viridian away, so we're just going to Shadow Impact for knockout, and I'm going to remember to place my 4 damage counters right there.
All right, so like this is just where it's so awkward because like I feel like I have to knock out this Giratina. Like I can't just I have to. So it's like if I had a welder, I'd promote that and do another high heat blast, but.
And this is why the Giratina spell tag version is just way better than the Dragon Talent, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Like look at my board position right now. You have to deal with this. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Whereas like the reason why the Giratina only Malamar deck struggles is because you have to finish off a tag team Pokemon with Giratina, which is almost impossible. Giratina is only good for getting things started, placing the snipe damage, getting the spell tag damage into play. And then you come in with your big hitters once you've established some damage on the board. I mean, really, your opponent having to hit into these spell tag Giratinas is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when they have to do it with a tag team Pokemon.
Definitely does not feel good at all, but I am going to try to get a play set up for next turn. I'm going to get the Heat Factory, try to increase my hand size here, and maybe find another Reshizard to start piling some energies on. I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to use the Viridian because I have a Fire Crystal to get energies, so I'll just replace the Viridian there.
Sure.
Fire Crystal, get 3 energies back, and then I will Heat Factory for 3. Okay, so then, so this is where it's hard. Like I almost just want to just GX here. Because I want to make my attachment for turn on something I could maybe use next turn, but it really just doesn't feel great here. Well, I guess I could just Outrage for the knockout, so that's fine. Yeah, I'll attach the Volcanion, and then I will Outrage for 50 damage.
There you go. Yeah, that'll get it. That's a nice compromise. Now with my 4 damage counters, I'm definitely putting them all onto Reshizard there.
Seems good.
Put him up to 60, so then that means that I have to deal... he's got 210 hit points. So minus the 30, if I deal my 240 with the Garchomp Tina, perfect knockout. So I will draw for turn. I've got everything that I need right here.
Very good.
So we will Mysterious Treasure and discard my Mewtwo and Mew. Go and... Oh. Do I? Yeah, I got 3 Psychic Energies in the discard pile. Duh. All right, we're going to go get our... Garchomp and Giratina. I was like, oh no, Andrew, you didn't shoot yourself in the foot by putting 2 energy here, did you? Nah, we're cool.
I'm chilling.
So we've got that. I got a question in the chat. Renfield plays. Any thought on including Marshadow and Machamp in this deck at all as a quick Pikarom response? I actually don't love that card in here because it is Psychic weak, and you already have your Mewtwo's and Mews who are Psychic weak. And that's just a liability versus it could get knocked out pretty easily by Giratina. It can get knocked out pretty easily by other Mewtwo and Mews. And it's just a situational card. Whereas this strategy that I'm showcasing here, knocking out the Reshizards, that actually just works versus Pikarom as well. So you don't need to, you don't necessarily need to put that card in the deck in order to compete with Pikarom, and it's also not Mysterious Treasure searchable. So you would have to use your Pokecom on it to find it, and it's just it's not as consistent as say just pinging a Pikarom with Giratina, knocking it out with 3 energy Calamitous Slash.
Yeah, it all just comes together very well to allow Giratina Garchomp to take those knockouts. So the need for another tag team, it just feels unnecessary. So
For
definitely.
sure.
I mean, if it's doing what it's meant to right now, so why try something? I mean, I guess you could try something else, but you do have a way more immediate answer to a Pikarom, but the downside just doesn't seem like it's worth it.
All right, so I did my double psychic recharge. I attached my fighting from hand, and then I am going to play my Viridian down to counter your Stadium 2. I don't have any other psychic energy. I have one other psychic, 2 psychics in my discard pile. I actually have plenty of energy, so I don't want to discard any cards in my hand. I'm just going to use Calamitous Slash here for a knockout and take 3 prize cards. There are a couple funny things about this list that you might not expect. It's a very straightforward. I've tried to maximize consistency. I feel like there are no custom catchers in this list, and there are no reset stamps in this list.
Oh, really?
Cards that you would consider maybe staples in just about every other next format standard deck. You don't need them in this deck. You don't need them in this Garchomp Tina Malamar deck. And my argument for that is that this is just a very defensive deck where you're going to lead the way with your non-GX Giratinas and then just play responsively. You're just going to respond to what your opponent does. If your opponent is trying to hide their tag teams on the bench and just go in with non-GXs, then you'll just go in with non-GXs. If your opponent comes up with a tag team GX, then you'll knock it out with Calamitous Slash, right?
Correct.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
by playing responsively like that, I felt like the only snipe card you need is that one Esper. I play the Esper just in case you hit with Giratina and then need to finish something off. You have that as an option in the deck. And I feel like the one Esper is better space management than using 4 custom catchers that you probably won't end up using, to be honest.
I'm going to Fiery Flint here so I can attach for turn a Great Potion and a Bills.
Sure.
And
so you weldered to the bench there?
Yes, I did. I welded to the bench. I drew some cards that I didn't want a Fiery Flint first because I wanted all those cards in my hand. So I did draw some stuff that I don't mind discarding. So I'm going to grab actually the last 2 fires in my deck here. But that's okay. I do have the fire crystals I can find to get my energy back. So I just want an energy that I can attach for turn here. And I do have a pretty strong answer right now. I have a strong answer for next turn.
Yeah.
Actually, right now. So I do want to, I think, attach here.
Sure.
And then I want to reset stamp you to 2.
Sure.
And I really want to hit you with a High Heat Blast because it puts him in range of knocking out with Reshiram. So I'm going to go ahead and High Heat Blast here.
Sounds good.
And then next turn, I can try and Welder and get either a Double Blaze or a Flare Strike for the knockout. So also maybe could do some custom catchers to bring it back up if he wants to retreat.
Right, because I am for sure trying to get this thing out of the active. 3.
So draw for turn. Yep.
So I do have an attachment for turn onto my Garchomp Tina. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Attachment for turn here, and then I'm just going to use Viridian to discard my Pokémon. Search the deck, fail to find anything because I don't really need anything. And then we're going to go in with Big Lillie for 6. So the more that I've played with Reset Stamp, the less and less it's, to be honest, the less and less it's been impressing me. I think it's very good in some decks. Mm-hmm. I do think that it's good in some decks, but I'm not playing it in this Malamar deck. The reason I'm not playing it in this Malamar deck is because you could just play defensively without the Reset Stamp, and you do that by adjusting your board position to not have GXs on it. That's kind of like your major way of...
You also don't have any way of searching it out.
No way of searching it out.
It's a lot stronger in decks that have ways of searching with Order Pad, Volkner, greens, which cards that can actually get it out of your deck when you need it. Because if you play one, just having it when you need it is that'll come up almost never.
For sure.
In any other spot in the match, it's just kind of like a dead card, so...
I'm going to retreat this Garchomp Giratina after using Psychic Recharge one time on my benched Giratina with a spell tag. Then we're going to use Recharge one more time onto that Garchomp Giratina. And now we're looking pretty much set. I could, Mysterious Treasure away that Acro Bike and just get the final Malamar into play too, which is probably okay, though. I don't necessarily need to do that. It kind of takes away my free retreater, but it's all good. Having 3 Malamars.
Psychic recharges you could just attach manually.
Exactly.
Psychic recharge.
Now, I haven't even used my GX attack yet, so that's kind of crazy.
I was actually thinking maybe you would GX my Reshizard there, because that does set me behind a little bit. Forces me to find my fire crystals.
For sure. I think I would rather...
just smack this and...
Right. I'd rather just like take this out of the equation, and then if that's your only Pokemon next turn, then I'll try to GX that.
Correct. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Rather than leave you with the Volcanion and allow you to maybe set up another board state. So that way I have 2 win cons next turn. I could either knock you out with the Calamitous Slash, or I could knock you out with the GX if you like somehow pull off some heal shenanigans. So let's just go in and Psychic Recharge one more time. I'm just going to put that onto probably my Malamar.
Makes sense.
And use Shadow Impact for the knockout, placing 4 damage counters on this other Malamar. I'll just put it there. And draw for turn.
Yep.
Or take my prize.
And I did find another Reshizard, so that's good. I am going to greens here.
Sure.
Search my deck for a... Definitely want a Fire Crystal. And then a...
Custom Catcher.
We did... Yes, I had a Custom Catcher. I was just making sure... We did... Oh, that's right. We discarded the other reset stamp of 4. So, yeah. Fire Crystal and a Custom Catcher.
Now, I was thinking there, you know, in retrospect, I need to save that Mysterious Treasure,
right,
so that I could potentially go for game with Mewtwo and Mew, right?
Correct.
But I am fine. I still have a draw card. We can make it happen.
And then I will Custom Catcher the Giratina Garchomp and go in with a Double Blaze GX for 3 prizes.
Good. All right, so we're gonna try and probably GG end this thing this next turn. You've used your GX attack. I think I want to retreat this Giratina with the 3 energy on it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got plenty of sauce in order to use Psychic Recharge this next turn. We just need to draw into an attacker. So I'll draw for turn. We are going to, unfortunately, got just like a real grinder of a hand here. Really wishing that I had that.
You know, some of your hands nowadays you have to play so differently. I mean,
Viridian.
There's just a lot less like burnable cards nowadays.
Yes,
so like you can't. Before you could kind of just like, you know, Ultra Ball. You know, play all this stuff. You know, even just let loose late game. Try to find like the Guzma again. A Guzma coming out. Guzma you need for game. Stuff like that.
Right.
But sometimes the hands nowadays just feel really weird.
All right. Yo, what's up? Afduck, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub, and everybody's remembered to use their Twitch Prime subs to support the channel. Excellent stuff. Thank you so much, Afduck, for the sub, man. All right.
Busted.
We've got Spell Tag we've got to play. I could retreat. No, I don't retreat and switch. I could switch into my Malamar. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I could switch into Malamar because I've got enough energy in my discard pile. So.
Oh, let's go.
Yo, what's up?
Coco Baggins. I like that name.
Thank you so much, Coco Baggins, for that Twitch Prime sub. And all you guys with the Twitch Prime accounts. Your mom's Twitch Prime account, your uncle's Twitch Prime account, your sister's Twitch Prime account.
Mine's definitely my mom. So.
Your own Twitch Prime account. Thank you guys so much for that support there. And then we're going to Lillie for 4 cards. Looking for 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Acro Bike.
Just ride your bike.
Busted. All right.
Oh, there you go.
And no
fighting. Oh, Subtrain. Let's go, guys.
Yo, what's up, Visualize? Thanks so
these.
much, Visualize.
Love these little mini Subtrains we're getting here.
I forgot that by using the Viridian, it's like weird because I had to use the Viridian to draw an extra card, but then by using the Viridian, I then made it so that I would have to draw into the fighting.
That's true. You do need that.
Pokemon Communication away the Garchomp Giratina. Yeah, I have the fighting in my deck. I just don't have it in my hand. I think I kind of have to go in with the Garchomp Tina. I only have one prize remaining. That's so unfortunate. Gonna have to go in with the Garchomp Tina and just use linear attack and just hope that you don't have double custom catcher for game. You don't really have.
Do not have it, so
you don't have a great way to knock it out. So
I would need to top deck a greens here, or just weld her into it like a boss.
we're going to double psychic recharge, and then I think it's correct to attack with the Garchomp Giratina just in case you pull off power play or something, or power plant or something like that.
Correct.
So we're going to retreat into the Garchomp Giratina. And, yeah, we're going to use linear attack on your active Reshiram.
Alright, draw for turn. Ooh, we did find a Pokegear.
I guess you could also heal, would be really bad.
Yes,
for you.
I do have that option in my hand. Okay, so we have the greens. I'm just going to draw all 7 here. We have the greens, and let me double check in my deck here to make sure I have the other custom catcher. What do I discard? I don't really want to discard anything, to be honest. I'm going to Fire Crystal. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to discard 1 with Viridian. Just to see if I have the double custom catcher. I do.
Sick.
So I will fail that. I will play a greens. Draw the double custom catcher. Attach for turn. Custom catcher up. Anything. And then Flare Strike for 230. All right, game 3.
You're down for a game 3, Jesse.
Ooh, 2 game 3. Our series have been very spicy.
Very good. And thank you so much. Drag for Life says Pika Pads earned me a second and a first place at Cup for 2020. Thank you, Busted Tricky Jim. Awesome Drag for Life. Congrats to you, and congrats to everybody who has started off their 2020 season strong with some League Cup placements.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
My
Pika
League
Pads
Cup.
putting in work.
My League Cup did not go nearly as well last weekend.
Yo, what's up, Josh Carnell? 7 months sub
Let's
to
go.
the channel. Thank you so much for the support, Josh, as always. And thank you guys for all the bits, the subs, the Twitch Prime subs, everything. You guys rock. It's been a lot of fun.
Tonight's been really good.
Big shout out to the mods as well. Jesse for testing with us.
No problem.
Jesse will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for some more games here on Tricky Jim.
I don't think he did have enough energy to.
No, I would have needed 3 fightings.
You
It's
need
like 4.
you need 3 extra fighting energy. So it's not just 3 extra energy. So you need, depending on how many energy you play in your deck, I don't think anybody's playing more than 4. You need literally all of your fighting on Giratina Garchomp. So you're manually attaching that guy
For sure.
4 times, or 3, 4 times to get that. So.
All right, here we go. Game 3. Let's see what we got. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got nada.
I probably have Nada too. Yep.
But the plus effect of GG End is actually not even possible to pull off with my current build because I only have 3 fighting in here.
Oh, okay. So
which is a little bit
honestly,
risky.
I think like even if you did play 4 fighting, like that is just like asking for a lot. Like that is 4 manual attachments. Like it's a lot different with the espeon deoxys second attack, as you can just put normal psychics on it, not fighting.
Right. I took out the espeon deoxys for the Esper that I'm trying out. I have not used the Esper yet, but it seemingly
what does it do again?
Busted. Yo, what's up, Pat? Thank you so much, Pat, for the sub. Well, speak of the Esper. Here it is. Thank you so much, Pat, for all your support for the channel. All right, we've got Esper in the active position. This is going to be a quick game 3, dog. Come on, man. We got nothing in this hand.
No, you're telling me.
Oh, boy. Well, at least you got, Reshiram. All right.
Well,
we'll
see.
Oh, let's go, chat.
Oh, no.
Pokemon communication.
I mean, that's good, but, not for me.
And let's see. We're either going to dedenne or we're going to get a jirachi. What, that thing does, what does it do?
It is 10 plus 20 for each of your Pokemon in play that have an ability. So.
All right.
I would need you to have 3 Pokemon in play with abilities to knock out this Esper.
I think here. Oh, I think I kind of have to go for the dedenne. I hate to go for the dedenne here, but I mean, to be honest, if I go for the jirachi, I just see myself getting just turbo punished. So.
Yeah, I would
I'm go for that. I have Switch in hand. Like, it's just not worth it. Like,
yeah.
So those are the two options. Denny, I have like a bunch of Psychic Energy in my hand too, so it doesn't feel
that feels good.
So bad. And we'll sure. Yeah, we'll slap an energy down there.
Yeah,
Day change, discarding 2 Psychics and a Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. Okay, and
Nice.
Cynthia. Yep, it's fine. Draw some more cards. That's awesome. We got Laz in the chat. It says, rewatched your shuffling techniques vid yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
As I'm getting into playing Paper after Worlds, really helpful. Yes, awesome stuff. Thank you for checking out the channel and the live streams, and good luck getting into the Paper game. And yeah, thanks for the kind words.
It's a very different experience than playing online, let me tell you.
Brady just, I mean, he really just transitioned into playing.
He did very well.
Paper. Yeah. And he was a online-only player for a couple years in college. We've got Jirachi. That was actually just the most busted hand that I could have possibly drawn into there. You know, Jesse's like, hate to see it. All right. We're going to pitch the... pitch the Mewtwo Mew. That's fine. And then just retreat into Jirachi. Probably just Stellar Wish here. Take a look at the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like another Mysterious Treasure, honestly, is just good news for me. So we'll take that and then play it, discarding the Pokemon Communication in my hand to get a second Inkay into play. So we're like, or I guess to get a, we'll just get a Giratina. Let's do that.
Sure.
Let's actually do the shake and bake, Andrew. How about that? And then we're going to Mysterious Treasure away the Giratina.
Sure.
All right, and get an Inkay.
Ooh, seems good.
Seems fine.
Wow. Very strong.
There we go. And then we're going to see if we wake up. And it's going to be past you.
All right, well.
That's a hits. Stay woke, Jirachi.
Ooh, okay. Well, my hand was one card away from just saying pass, so we're going to go ahead. And now we drew the Fiery Flint. We are going to Fiery Flint away a Shrine and a... This is the hardest part for me about playing the Greens deck, is figuring out what to discard, because every card in here has a purpose. So I think I'm just going to discard the Fire Crystal. Yeah, seems fine. Fire Crystal. Get 4 fires, and I do have a welder, so... But I mean, I guess I could go in with a... Oh, yeah, I need 4.
You can Mind Shock.
I could Mind a Shock.
Not going to lie, I would be upset.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because, honestly, I don't see a reason not to. I mean, I'm going to... There's no reason not to attach both energies here with my welder.
Absolutely.
Not really a point in saving them in my hand, so...
Absolutely savage play here.
Again, we're not going to be getting the turn 1 Volcanion. But, I think this could be better. Taking the turn 1 knockout never feels bad. So, we're going to go ahead and a welder. 2 energies to the boy. Draw 3. Okay, got a Volcanion. Going to attach, or bench the Volcanion. And then attach for turn to the Hoopster here. And then go in with a Mind Shock for 80 damage.
Got him.
And it's not affected by weakness or resistance, but that does not matter, so.
Got him. I got a question in the chat asking what we think about the new Beahim. What do you got any thoughts on the new Beahim there while I take my turn here, Jesse?
Well, my friend...
No leaks, bro.
No leaks, but my friend Frank Persic has been testing it out, and he's 50-50 on it. You know, it seems strong sometimes, but other times it just feels like really bad, so it's kind of 50-50. It's like the concept is strong, but sometimes getting your deck thin enough to where you can keep finding the combo every turn can be rough, kind of like how the Shedinja is going to be. Like, it's strong once your deck gets down to, like, almost nothing. But sometimes getting to that point with the limited search options we have is hard. So I can definitely see... I definitely have a little more hope in it than most people. But definitely feels, kind of 50-50 for me right now. So something to look out for, I think.
I am, like, not the biggest on the Beahim card.
Yeah, I could understand that.
I think, like, you just need a lot of ways to search this card out over and over and over again, right? Because you're going to keep shuffling it into your deck. And that's the problem with this format, is that, there's no good way to do that.
Yeah.
Because you have limited search options. So even say you're like playing Zebstrika and you just like are at the very end of your deck and you're just item locking. The thing about the item locking is that item locking doesn't actually prevent your opponent from attacking. If you told me, Andrew, well, I'm going to play it with something that inflicts a status condition, I'd say like, well, I got Dawn Wings in my Pikarom deck. So like,
exactly.
So then we're at this like state where it's like, okay, well then all of a sudden your entire Behemoth deck is dismantled, and I've just, it is what it is. All right. So I'm going to switch. Well, I'm going to Psychic Recharge. Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm going to play the switch.
Ooh, what's that?
Onto
Draw
Esper.
a card?
Yeah.
If you do, your Pokemon
bench this Inkay. And we're going to Catterday.
Catterday, let's go.
Put myself to sleep, draw a card.
All right.
See if you wake up there, Esper.
Good morning.
This is pretty horrendous for me. We are not attacking with Giratina on turn 2. It's where we want to be.
Yes. Does not seem good. All right, so will I be going back in here? No, I'm going to Pokegear first. See what we get. So, what do I want to do this turn? I think knocking out, let's see, you have 1, 2, 3 abilities in play, so I can just, an energy switch would be really nice here, but
for sure.
I do not have that in this deck, so let's go ahead and Pokegear. 4, 5, 6, 7. Hit the greens on the last card.
Sounds good.
Honestly here though, I think I'm gonna go for a Bills instead, because there's not really anything specifically I'm looking for right now. So I think I'm just gonna Bills and try to see what we get. Then greens for what I need next turn. Let's go ahead and play Bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bills for, all right. Well, we'll get ourselves a Great Potion and a Pokegear. Seems fine. And then I will shuffle up. And I'm probably just going to be manually attaching to Reshiram and just going in with just another Mind Shock here. Seems fine.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you were kind of bumming about starting that Hoopa, but
drawing out of it there. That Fiery Flint really helped me, because if I didn't draw that, I would have just been sitting there. And then I will... Thing is, though, do I want to bring anything else up? I do have that option.
Yikes.
So, I actually think I will. No, I can't knock out the Malamar, though, so... I think I'm just going to save it. I'm just going to go in with a Mind Shock here.
I think that's smart. And I'll place my 4 on... I hate to put it on the Reshiram, but that's kind of my only option. So I think I am just going to... Oh, you resist Psychic?
I do, yes.
Yeah, let's put at least like 2 there.
Yeah, at least 2, yeah.
Yep, and then let's put 2 on the Reshiram too.
Sure.
And then we are in Top Deck City here, which is just my favorite place to be, for sure. I could, potentially top deck something, but I might not. So there we go. We're gonna promote Inkay. Yep, it's looking like might not.
Oh, no.
I've got Pokemon Communication that I can use to maybe. No, I only play 1 dedenne in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go and get Jirachi. And then we yeah, you really don't want to be here, but I mean it's just where we're at. We're gonna retreat into Jirachi and use Stellar Wish. Yes, it does. And
it's a pain too, because there's no bench spot for the old Tina.
We could see that putting the Mew and Mewtwo down early, I think, is probably just going to be the end of it for me, not being able to get this Tina into play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just really, really bad, folks. Yeah, we're putting another Jirachi just to get KO'd.
Oh, no.
Having to take cards like acro.
Like, ooh.
I mean, like, I could have put enough energy onto my Mewtwo and Mew to maybe, like, just guarantee an attack this turn instead of going for the draw. But...
kind of want to get yourself out of that dead hand, though, because if that Mewtwo goes down, you're just dead in the water.
Gonna acro bike. Cool. And then, I mean, sure, man. Yep, go ahead, and it's your turn. That's all we got. Tails.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Oh boy. All right, so let's go ahead and go greens.
Sounds reasonable.
For a welder, and I think I want a welder and a flint here. Welder and a flint. So the consistency from the greens engine, this is where it starts to get really strong. Like once you have built up a hand, like it definitely doesn't help that my opponent's dead drawing, but usually after your first greens, you can kind of just start chaining those supporters and like eventually just building up a really strong hand, giving yourself a lot of options here. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to save the flint right now. I'm going to manually attach to Reshiram, and I am going to Great Potion to put that back out of Giratina range. And then I will just go ahead, and since he's dead drawing, I might as well just go in with a Mind Shock and just do 80 damage. Yep.
Sounds good. So I'm thinking here, we're just, I mean, kind of in a boat where we have to promote the, hey, there he is. There we go. Oh, we'll use Cynthia. Shuffle up and draw 6. Yeah, just in time.
Just in time.
Great.
Thanks,
Can the Great Potion heal from the Hoopa?
Oh, wait, no, it can't.
Yeah, go ahead. Take that back. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got him.
Oh, man. Watch out. Yeah, something you do have to remember, that Great Potion only works on GXs, so.
Judge?
Yeah, that's where you call the judge.
3, 4.
That's definitely an easy fix.
5, 6. Yeah, easy fix.
Easy fix.
All right. We've got Malamar. And then, yes, we do have an energy as well. I think I do have some psychic energies in my discard pile, so that's cool. We're chilling on that front. And then, unfortunately, I am just in this weird spot where, you know, I've got the spell tag on the Mewtwo and Mew, but it doesn't matter. We'll, oh, I might not actually have a Pokemon in the discard pile.
Hey, thanks a lot, Blizzy Memes. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to do my best here. I'm kind of new to this tabletop, you know, live streaming action here, but I try to at least explain my hands and kind of explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I appreciate it. Thanks for the bits as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Blizzy, for those bits as well. I'm going to use Viridian to discard my Garchomp Tina so that I have a valid target to use. And then, more or less, just have to take this knockout. I guess I don't have to take this knockout with Mewtwo Mew. I mean, I could go retreat and actually just take it with my Giratina finally. Which just feels so bad. I mean, I did commit the energy to my active, because then I have to, like, retreat that fighting energy, and that's also horrible. So I think I will just copy claim it a slash.
Yeah, there's no way I can get off a double blaze with the bonus effect next turn. So
right. I could always miraculous duo to heal myself completely, which is, like, fine, and, you know, so, that could be what we do.
Right now I'm in that situation where I just need to take a knockout on one more tag team, so I think I'm just going to promote this and go for a high heat blast. And I'm going to draw. And I'm going to go ahead and Fiery Flint here. Fiery Flint, discarding a... I don't think I'm going to need both mixed herb combos here, so I'm going to discard a mixed herb. I'm going to keep the Great Potion and also discard a... Honestly, probably a Pokegear. I kind of already have all the supporters I need in my hand right now, so I'm going to discard those two. Pretty easy decision there. Grab 4 fires. So, yes, very strong there. And yeah, I'm definitely not missing that Fire Furnace stadium. I feel like, I mean, it is really strong, but honestly, the only stadium I want to be putting down right now is a Power Plant, which I do have in my hand. To stop the, you know, GX abilities. So the only other stadium that can compete with that in this deck, I feel, is a Heat Factory, because obviously discarding and drawing 3 is extremely busted. So we're gonna go ahead and Welder to fire onto Volcanion, draw 3, and then we will. I don't even think I need to go in with the Viridian here, so I'm just going to Power Plant.
Sure.
Attach a Choice Helmet to Reshiram Charizard.
Seems good.
And then attach for turn, I think it's Reshiram Charizard. Doesn't feel good though because it opens up the option of him using GG End to remove a lot of my energies. I actually think I'm just going to keep this energy in my hand so I have more to use for next turn. And I'm just a GX attack away from winning, so I'm going to go ahead and High Heat Blast for 110 damage.
Okay.
And now I'm forcing him to remove the power plant and then to be able to even do anything with his Mewtwo. So one of the downsides of the Mewtwo, but...
Thank you so much, Blizzy Memes, for the 100 bits. Says, just got my brother into the game and he's learning fast. What deck should I introduce him to next format?
Honestly,
Pikarom or Charizard?
Pikarom, Charizard, Malamar, one of those three I think is fine, honestly. They're all three are pretty, straightforward decks to play, so he did remove the power plant.
Yeah, get out of here.
Get him out of here. He's not having it.
Then it could be time for a... we could either... I think we have to just Miraculous Duo GX here. That's kind of where we're at. But then
that's right. You could do that.
You could hit me with Reshizard. That or I could just like... no, I can't really afford to GGN, discard your Garchomp Tina, or discard your Reshiram Charizard. Then you just put down another one, welder to it, hit me again.
Miraculous Duo might be good because I don't have... I can't one-shot you next turn. It resets the damage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still feels bad.
Yeah, it does.
Either way, because you're just going to end up...
That kind of forces me to set up another Reshizard, and I already have the one. Actually, no, I only have the one out, so I could get another one out pretty easily, probably, but...
Right.
Forces me to, though.
That, or I kind of just retreat, and I'm assuming you don't have, like, 3 or 4, custom catchers down.
No. Yeah, don't have any down, so...
All right. So I'm thinking that just in like a weirdo spot here, but it's fine. We can... I don't think the math makes any difference if I ping that Reshiram Charizard on the bench for 10. And I have to heal this Mew, so I'm thinking that's just the boat we're in. I will... Yeah, we just gotta hope that, hope we can work our way out of here. I will ping the...
Sure.
Reshiram Charizard for 10. If I had tool removal, it's a different story.
Oh, yeah.
We just don't. And then I'll Psychic Recharge twice onto this bench dude. And then that's kind of it. I'll use Miraculous Duo GX to heal myself, take a prize, but it feels like we're just kind of stuck. But is it 2 Psychics in a...
Yeah, you need 1 extra energy to heal it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. I had that from here.
I was like...
Because I just double Psychic Recharge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Whoops.
It's all good. So, promote there, draw. All right, so... We do want energy now, but what do we discard? Okay, so I'm definitely going to be Great Potioning that. That's no question about that. Honestly, I feel like the scoop up here is not even worth it at this point, so I'm going to discard it with Viridian. I still have the scoop up in there is like a one of. I think
when you hit it, it's pretty busted.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a one of, like emergency heal almost, you could say.
Right.
So let's see. I'm going to green's the only sport in my hand, so I think I will grab a reset stamp. Doesn't seem good here yet, so I'm gonna grab a welder and something that makes it so I don't lose next turn by GG end.
I can't GG end you.
Oh wait,
you're chilling.
You miraculous. Oh, we're good. We're good. All right. So honestly, I'll just grab another greens. I think. Yeah, seems fine.
Right, because then you can guarantee yourself the custom catchers for next turn to just win the game.
Correct.
I'm not really gonna be able to play around this in any kind of way. I don't think. The healing is just pretty insane.
Yeah.
I can't really. The healing and the choice helmet, to be honest, I mean, you're just kind of foiling my plans.
Right.
100%.
Return here. And then I will go ahead and... let's see, I think I'll just double Blaze GX. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. 200 damage?
Yeah, 200 damage, yep.
And
might as well.
Yeah, with 200 damage on board, I know you've got custom catchers galore in that deck and greens in your hand, so I will... Just, oh, do I even have a third Psychic Energy? I do. Yep. Psychic Recharge, retreat 2 energies, Retweet 2 energies.
Retweet.
Yeah, can't do that. And then it's just Shadow Impact.
Yep, and then I got the double custom catcher and
that's
the
it.
fire to go in with the flare strike to knock it out. So
GG's.
honestly, really weird. Like when Green's Reshiram just feels like such a weird deck to me because like so many hands just feel so bad, but then like you just find yourself sometimes just winning the game just off having like a really strong GX Pokemon. So
and the Greens engine is
yeah,
honestly
it's
one
really
of the
strong.
most powerful engines in the game right now with limited search options for a
Right.
lot of deck. It's the only deck that can piece together the custom catcher play, regularly. It's the only deck that can piece together the the healing cards, the mixed herbs.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the only deck that can fit together the mixed herbs consistently. So
Yeah.
all in all, some good games there.
Definitely.
We saw Blacephalon take it over Darkbox, and then we saw Reshiram and Charizard take it over Tinachomp Malamar.
Yes.
And some pretty close games, some wonky draws, some wonky prizes.
Definitely.
But
That's the way the game goes, honestly.
that's the Pokemon trading card game for you.
It is.
So anyways, we're going to be back with Jesse Parko tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 a.m.
Yes.
for the morning squad. Thank you to everybody who supported the channel, bits, all that, subs, the mods. Following the channel too, guys, we hit the goal of 5,000 followers.
let's go.
We crushed it. We're 5,050 followers now, so thank you guys so much, everybody who gave the channel a follow as well. Onward and upward to 6K followers. Let's get it.
And tune back in tomorrow because I will have a grass box deck for tomorrow morning featuring Rowlet and Alolan Executor GX. So one of the new tag teams coming out of the new set. It's definitely interesting, so definitely check that out.
All right. Excellent stuff. Thanks for all the support, guys. Make sure to check out FullGripGames.com to pre-order singles from Unified Minds. Make sure you get them in time for Worlds, in time for rotation. Some pretty busted cards in this set for sure, and some new staples. Thank you guys for watching. Take it easy. Peace.
Bye.